Thunder back home after that West Coast road swing. Here, just one game, though, in OKC, and it's the Dallas Mavericks coming into town. I've got Kenrich Williams here alongside me. Late tip-off tonight, and you've got a Mavericks team that's coming in. They're hot. But first, I want to just kind of talk to you about that road trip. Those two games, tough battles, on the road against good Western Conference teams. And you guys have been shorthanded. You only had 10 roster players available. What does it take in those situations, and what can you kind of build off of just the way you kind of grind it out and gut it out some of those games?
Yeah, I think it takes the whole team just being able to lock in and follow the game plan, both offensively and defensively. It takes kind of being able to get out there and compete. Like you said, we played two good teams that play really hard, and they challenged us. And personally, I feel like that's what we needed. You can't just roll into every game and think you're going to win. So it's good to be challenged, and it's good to kind of respond to a team's run and respond to kind of what they put out there in front of us. So it was good for us.
Offensively, it seems like you guys were able to get what you wanted, each trip down. The shooting numbers, particularly in Golden State, were outstanding. Even when they went zone, switching, whatever they did to change up coverages, you still got what you want. How much better now do you feel like you guys are at reacting to the defensive coverages you're getting than maybe 3-4 years ago in this build?
I mean, night and day, and it's part of, the coaches kind of putting us in position. Us going over those things in practice and shoot around, and so whenever we face those things or those defenses or anything like that, we're not caught off guard. So it's you got to give a shout out to the coaches, the coaching staff, and for putting us in position and kind of nailing it to us, in our minds, and that we're going to see different defenses.
You're out there, and you seem to just have this unique ability to, on each play, you just make the right play that's in front of you. But it feels like when you come off the bench, is there a recognition that maybe there's a bigger picture thing that you are needing to bring to the game? My perspective is it's almost like you're watching from above a little bit of like, okay, there's something here that I can inject into the game, and night to night it might be different.
You spot on, Nick. I think that one of the advantages of coming off the bench is being able to see how the game is being played, see how the game is being reffed. You're able to see what the game needs from yourself. So whether that's energy, whether that's some defense, whether that's bringing physicality, it's something that sitting on the bench is an advantage. Some people say that is a disadvantage of coming off the bench, but in my eyes, I think it's an advantage that you're able to see it from that point of view and able to impact the game in that way.
Yeah, so often it's your energy or the physicality, and sometimes just the playmaking and the passing, getting that ball moving. How critical is that going to be tonight, the ball movement in particular against this Mavs team that's really big across the board and playing with a lot of juice right now? They seem to not be playing with any fear.
Yeah, I mean, they've been a good team defensively too. Like you said, they're a really big team. So we got to be ready. And I think that, it's not going to happen on the first action. So we got to create multiple actions and be able to just continue to play throughout the shot clock and make it easy for each other.
Last thing for you, they're a team that's really relying on some rookies right now. They've gotten some veterans back from injury, but, Cooper Flagg and Nembhard. What's key when you're facing a team that's got these guys that are trying to prove themselves in the league and again, are kind of just playing loose and free?
Yeah, I mean, just sticking to the game plan, first of all. Secondly, you want to make it as uncomfortable for those guys as possible, from the jump. So that's setting the tone, from the tip, playing physical, showing them that, it's going to be a little different tonight. But those guys are really good players, and hopefully tonight, we slow them down.
Yeah, and if it doesn't happen right from the jump, you can count on Kenrich Williams to get in there and set that tone. Thanks, K-Rich. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.
That's Kenrich Williams. I'm Nick Gallo. This is Thunder Basketball.
Kenrich, just it's not often that you get the whole group out for a community event like you guys had yesterday. Just how special was that for you guys as a whole?
Yes, special, for the group. Something I know the team we look forward to doing every year. It's exciting to be able to give back and kind of support the community. So we love that event.
And now got to get back to work playing Dallas team that you've already played this season. A big team. Just what goes through this team's mind when you're going up against a team with as much size as Dallas has?
I mean, pretty much the same thing as any other team. We know they got size, so we're gonna have to play more physical basketball. They got it rolling right now. They won like 3 in a row, so we know that, and we're gonna have to come out from the jump and set the tone.
What have you seen out of J-Dub in his return? Seems like obviously shots can take a little while to come back, but it seems like he's found other ways to get involved.
Yeah, that's who J-Dub is, man. A versatile player who kind of impacts the game in every aspect. I think for the most part his energy has been great defensively, getting steals, being disruptive, passing the ball really well. The shot will come along as the games come along, but that's who Dub is.
Kenrich, you guys got to look at Cooper Flagg. Early in the season, he's in a little bit different role than he is in now. What have just stood out to you about his game from what you've seen?
I haven't really got to see him, but I know he has good size. For a rookie, tall, is an athlete, got a good feel for the game. So I mean, anybody with that size and skill is gonna have a chance to be really good in this league. So he's a guy that we kind of scout for sure.
What have you just thought of what AJ's been able to do this season? How he's been able to kind of break out here?
He's been great for us. He's been poised all year long. It's been steady for us. A steady guard that kind of what to expect when he gets in the game. And he's been like that since last year. So he's been great for us so far.
Wiggs has been described by Mark as a system monster, someone who comes in and does whatever is needed. Obviously, about that type of role as well. Just how difficult is that role on a night-to-night basis, or maybe you don't know what's going to be needed of you, and just how have you seen him embrace that?
He's one of the best at it. He's one of the most underrated players in the league, in my eyes. It's not very hard. Just got to mentally prepare and just be ready for anything, like you said. But he's one of the best at it. And you can kind of tell by his production that everything's paying off for him. So it's good for Wiggs.
How was not having Isaiah Hartenstein out there? I mean, obviously you guys have been through injuries a lot throughout the season, but just specifically with Isaiah, how does that change things?
Yeah, it's a big difference for us, man. Like he does a lot for us, as far as like screening, rebounds, everything. Defensively, just his presence, his voice, his passing. So you miss him for sure, but it's a good opportunity for other guys to step up and show kind of what we've been working on.
Obviously, we're rehabbing together during that, during the start of the season. What was it like for you guys? Obviously, you want to be on the floor, but watching and being around this team as they were rolling like they were.
Man, it was tough. Just not being able to be out there, but you're happy with the way we were playing, winning games. It kind of made it an easy transition for, I know, myself and Dub to kind of flow back into things. But it was definitely tough mentally, kind of watching from the side and not being able just to be kind of present with the team. But I'm grateful to be back, and I'm sure Dub is too.
Did you guys have those kind of conversations, being in sort of the same boat there?
Not really. We were able to kind of work out together because our rehab was kind of at the same time. So we were able to kind of get back together and kind of play a little bit, kind of some high-intensity stuff. So it was good for us. But no, we never really had those conversations.
What can you say about the team's mentality and process that's allowing you guys not to have a championship hangover?
just being able to get to 0-0, knowing that, any game we can be beat, knowing that, in the history, the past championships, they started off the season in a bad space as far as just being able to pick up where they left off. So we kind of want to be different, like Coach Mark says, be an uncommon team, and that's something that we kind of been preaching from day one in training camp.
What can you say about Coach Dagnall's leadership that's allowing you guys to be so successful?
I mean, I think one the best in the league, as far as coaching, leadership standpoint, being able to hold guys accountable, and that's from, Shea to, Brooks or one of the two-way guys, being able to hold each guy accountable. I think that's one of his strongest assets as a coach. And, it's kind of, you can tell it's paying off for us following last year and the start of this year.
Thanks, Kenrich.